unsurpassed, profound and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of aeons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning.
Okay, so we do a brief overview. The second class, we talk about repentance. So how do we repent on all the bad deeds that we have done? Some people, they go to chanting, they say sorry. They say, I'm not going to do it anymore. I want to change over. Actually, those are not ultimate. Those are apparent repentance, right? Not to say no good, very good. At least we're trying something, but it is not final. It is not ultimate. Okay? We are still struggling all the time because we still have that concept within. That's why what the Buddha actually said, it is actually a very famous phrase found in the Mahayana Sutta text everywhere, talking about the emptiness of that karma. Alright? Emptiness is not nothing, Emptiness means what? It's not no, nothing. It's not that. Emptiness means something is there. It's up to you to decipher what it is only. It can be good, it can be bad. It's up to how you see things. That's why it's called emptiness. It is not fixed. It is not fixed. Okay? You see somebody, you say this person is a good person. But another person saw this person, say he is a bad person. So is this person good or bad? It is a question mark. It's not fixed. That's why it's called kong sing. This is empty. In Pali called sunyata. Okay? This is the real meaning of emptiness. Okay? So, repentance. The real way of repenting for all our misdeed is actually this one. 罪由心起將心慚. Meaning what? When bad karma arises from the mind, we have to contemplate on our views and concepts. That means this bad karma arises from the mind. The mind actually full of what? Views and concepts. Right? So therefore, we have to start looking into the views and concepts. We don't understand the karma. You couldn't understand the mind. It consists of what? Consists of all the views and concepts that we hold so dearly. Alright? So next, 心若滅事罪亦忘 means what? When our views and concepts are actually eliminated, alright, all our bad karma shall vanish. 罪亦忘 our bad karma shall vanish. You see how powerful is this? This one you don't have to chanting, say sorry, Immediately the thing is vanished. How do you do that? 心忘罪滅兩俱空. When both our views and concept and the karma are eliminated, they become empty. Okay? This is the 是七名為真懺悔. This is the ultimate meaning of repentance. Okay, let me put into real life so that we understand what actually the sutta is saying. Okay, the Buddha is saying, I do bad karma because I've got this wrong view. I thought high, right, rich, strong, all the good is very important. So I go and fight. For example, poverty. Poor. We don't like to be poor. We want to be rich. Not to say rich like just last week somebody was telling me, it's not rich, it's, we always think that we're not enough. We want more. We want more. Like all of us here, I'm sure everybody seated here actually is enough one. But we want more. Okay? We're so fearful. Right? I have a friend who owns 3 houses all fully paid up. And he's 70 years old. He still works like a 30-year-old man. And sickness start to come in now. And yet he still want to work like a 30-year-old man because he said he is not enough. Okay? So that's why the enough thing actually, in short, I would like to use this because in his mind, he still think he is poor. In a lot of people's mind, he is already sufficient. Okay, so it happens to ourselves also, you know. A lot of time we work and we fight we compete as though we are very poor like that. So that's why we are still poor, you see. So important thing that we must know that we have already sufficient. Okay, and poor and rich is relative. It's really up to everybody to think. Again, this is the concept. That's why it's called empty. Why? Because it's really up to us to define whether we have enough or not enough. Right? When we think that we have not enough, when we think that we are poor, we start to fight, compete, you know, tell a little bit of lies here and there, work too hard, all the stress coming out, then we start to abandon our children. No time for them. Don't talk to them face to face in the name of I'm very busy. Right? And then we start to bully. We scold, we yell because the staff don't get things done within time. No progress, so we get angry, we bully. So all these start coming in, we create bad karma. Correct? So because of this, imagine how do we eradicate this? If one day, because of what the Buddha said, eliminate the view and the concept, I start to wake up. I tell myself, insufficiency is an emptiness or is not real. Okay? And I don't mind to be poor. I don't mind to be less, having less. Okay? Really don't mind, you know. Really okay with it. Immediately, everything change, you know. The perspective. Why? Number one, I will never fight, compete, tell lies, abandon, bully, just because I want to get extra. Because I don't believe in getting extra anymore. Because I'm happy with what is it now. Okay? Because I break the concept of poverty is bad. Not too much is actually very good. You know? So when you believe poor is not bad, when you believe in that, you won't do all the bad karma just to get what you thought can make you richer. You get me now? And because of that, that's called real repentance. And why did I say all our bad karma vanish? Because the day when I'm not afraid of poverty, in future, my future life, all my bad karma comes in terms of poverty will not touch me. Why? I don't mind being poor. The concept of poor is bad karma. It doesn't exist. Poverty is not bad karma. So in future, even though I'm poor, hey, I'm very fine, you know. And you call this bad karma. No more. And I think back last time I so bad, you know. My parents, they are so poor. I suffer, you know. But with this concept, you start to think that actually poverty is the thing that actually make me stronger today, make me can listen to Dharma today. I look back at all my poverty. Actually, all this poverty suddenly become what? Become a good karma to me. I transform all this bad karma into good karma just by changing my view and my concept. That is what the Buddha said. Kill the concept and your perceptions about all these views. I'm only talking about rich and poor. No? Yeah, you know how many views we hold on so tightly that make us suffer so much today. That's why the ultimate thing is to coming back. This is really very ultimate. The day I am not afraid of a bad karma, which is called poverty in this sense, or called insufficiency or whatever, in this sense, the day I'm not afraid anymore, okay? I'm okay with it. I embrace it, right? In future, all this poverty happening to me is no longer a bad karma. You see, all our bad karma vanish. It doesn't touch our bad karma in the 8th consciousness. It still come out. Doesn't mean that you did all the bad karma, no. You know how much bad karma we have? According to Pu Xian Pusa, if our bad karma, you make into reality, all the space are not enough to put, Alright? Of course, we also do some good karma. Okay? So that's why if you want to eradicate all the bad karma for our uncountable life in the past, it's impossible. Alright? So the only way to do it, the Buddha tell you, eradicate the concept about this bad karma. Why do you think it is bad karma? True, isn't it? It's really workable. You look around you. There are people who really don't mind to be poor one. If let's say all my neighborhood all poor, I think I'm okay one, no. I'm also very happy one. Kampong folks, and even some of the old mother, old father, they are very poor, but they are very happy one. And in fact, you see a lot of rich people, they are so unhappy, which I know so many of them are like that. So this is the second lesson mentioned about the concept and the view in our mind. We should eradicate once and for all our bad karma is transformed into emptiness. Okay? So now today we're going to talk about fear. Okay, this concept is very important because throughout the whole tolerance chapters, we are going to use the same concept because this concept is too powerful and it's really workable. Okay, how we do it, we're going into it one by one. Okay? Alright, so until here, anybody want to ask me anything? It's a very new concept because not many people talk about this, but it is actually what the Buddha said. Okay? You can find a lot of sutta in the Mahayana text. They actually mention about the bad karma is actually empty one. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've come across a person, a very successful businessman. He once tell me that when in his earlier life he's very poor. He come from a very poor family. So now he's already very successful in business, own a big company when a lot of people work for him. He once talked to me saying that I don't want to go back to be poor again because life is very miserable when you are poor. Even when you are sick, you go to clinic, you have to fill out a lot of forms and queue up a very long queue in order to get treated. So his concept is he's not going back to that kind of poor situation anymore. So what is your opinion about this?
Okay, so I think this one a lot of people share okay, or a lot of people also having the same idea, right? Actually, okay, because he is still very trapped in this concept of poor is very terrible because of all his past experiences, right? And when you go through poverty, if you have this kind of concept in you, poverty is no good, poor, no good, people look down on me, bully, abandon, sure, it becomes very terrible because we make it so real. You get me not? So it is so real because we are so trapped in this view, and the whole world is going to tell you the same thing. Okay, including your parents, your friends, the way they look at us, society, social status, they look at us like very, very poor. It's very true. That's why it's so real. Okay, so real. But you don't forget, we are in a dream world. This is samsara. Okay, samsara will tell you
poverty is bad, is real.
Because inside samsara itself, it's a place we make things so real. That's why the Buddha said one thing, wake up. Okay, you look at the samsara, where are these beings heading towards? People like your friend, they are a lot also like that. But you look at their life, even when they are rich, are they really happy? They are so tired. This one is very relevant coming to our next class, advertisement a bit. Next class, we talk about we are so much cheated by the world value. so much cheated. And that's why you see all of us are heading towards broken marriages, broken relationship, sickness, depression, all the crime, all the unhappiness, all the quarrel. Why? Because we are so afraid of all this and we keep chasing for all this. You get me now? So when you are living in this samsaric story, it's so real, I cannot be poor. I cannot, because the concept catch them on, and then it becomes like so real inside their mind with all their past experiences. Okay? So the Buddha said, you step back and reposition. You start to look at poverty in a very open way. Go inside poverty, go and mix with all the poor people, doesn't mean that all of them are like that. Money, whether you are rich or not rich, doesn't determine your happiness. If that is the case, then I ask you back, are all rich people very happy people? Most of them are not. But why are then we so scared of poverty? Are all poor people very unhappy one? Some of them are not. That means this is not something fixed. Okay, what actually determines somebody happy or not happy? It's the concept. It's not the money. So suddenly you corner the right thing. What is it? Then it matches with what the Buddha said. All is mind. Your mind create one. If you say money can solve all my unhappiness, why are rich people like that? Today, a lot of rich people, they've been telling us, even when you're rich, you're not happy. They're so angry. There's so much fear in them. You see? So sometimes we caught the wrong snake head. It's not that. And nobody tell us, what is that then? Until the Buddha comes. The Buddha said, it's your mind, it's your concept and the view that we hold. You see? So wake up. Ask us to wake up amidst all these people who believe otherwise. Sorry?
He's filling up the form and waiting. He must have done it with the state of mind, with a lot of anger, why, But there's another person who may go through the thing, okay lah, I'm poor, never mind, I have to wait one law, it's like that one law, few from few lah, it's okay, I have the time, So different people with different concept go through the same experience,
a different outcome.
Different feeling. Different feeling.
Because the mindset at that moment already very hurt,
very hurt.
and caught inside that delusion that this is no good.
Yeah, it's true because even today when he's very rich, I can see that he's not happy also.
I can quite sure of that because I've got so many clients. They're very rich, but they're still very lost. Okay, it's actually the sum.
Whether you are rich or poor, everybody has their own problem. At different point in time, we have different problems.
But you see, we are so wrong. We thought we are not rich. That's why we are suffering. You can ask my friend. I say, hey, you go into the Dharma lah. It's very, you can find happiness there. Carol, no need lah. You wait lah until I reach. I sure happy one. Those not rich one, I would think like that one. The rich one, actually I'm here already, but I still not be.
And that they're not
don't know what to say. Because no solution. Don't know what is it. Because they never hear what the true meaning of the Tathagata. The Buddha said, it's not money. If it's money, the Buddha already told us long ago, go look for money. We were being lied, and you cannot blame lah because this one is samsara. This is the place we are thrown inside here to learn to wake up. We choose to come here to swim. Then after that, we need to be trained inside samsara to wake up. That's why you become somebody different. You become noble. Alright? So that's why a lot of people subject to this one because they are very caught. It's just like, let's say you do this experiment yourself. You go to general hospital, government hospital. You sure got to line up and wait, okay? But you go with a heart, understand, okay? The fee is cheap and the advice is very genuine one because no profit. So you go in there, you bring a book, you sit there with a cup of hot coffee, you wait 3 hours, 4 hours, you are very happy one. You must have the heart, get yourself ready. Go inside there and see what it is. Actually, the waiting is very 麻煩one, very terrible. Actually, also another concept, If I provide my time 3-4 hours and sit there and wait, actually, I'm very happy one, no. I wait happily 3 hours. Another guy with that concept, waiting is poor people's job. This guy, the 3 hours waiting one, he will be very frustrated one. You see now, what is the difference? I also wait 3 hours, you also wait 3 hours. But I'm happily, It's the sum. It is the view. It is the concept. That's all. You see? So it goes the same for everything in our life that bother us. The moment we have this 4 emotion, don't forget, remember the 4 emotion, our 4 old friends, actually means what, We've got very wrong view. Wrong concept about what it is. About the real ultimate reality of truth. Okay? The Noble Eightfold Path, remember? The Buddha said 4 Noble Truths. Final one is the Noble Eightfold Path. On top of the peak is what? Is actually the right view. Okay? So this concept is very important because eventually come all the classes whereby we bid goodbye to our 4 emotions, we will be using this ultimate way to solve all our solutions. Alright? Because what we are learning here is under Chanzong, Zen Buddhism. Right? The important thing about Zen Buddhism, it has very deep wisdom, and the wisdom point directly to the 直指人心指人心 point directly to the ultimate way to solve the solution. Okay? So you grasp this concept as much as you can so that in future we will be repeating this one. Okay? So now because of time we go into goodbye fear. Okay? Okay, why do we fear? Because of bad karma, right? We are so fearful of a lot of things in our life. Okay? Because things can just turn out wrong. Right? So inside the Mahayana text, there are 8 types of suffering happening throughout our life. Okay? And when all this happening, we are so fearful. Okay? Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Birth, old age, sickness, and death. On this birth issue, it includes when we, mother gave birth, the pain that we go through, and when we were young, small children, then we grow to be teenager, when we go to be adult, and we'll become a man. Okay? Along all this journey, we face a lot of unknown, and we have to learn a lot of things up. And within that, we have a lot of fear meeting all the challenges in our life. Okay? So this is birth. Okay? Until before we get old. More to say because we are losing control, become helpless. We are so scared of that. Right? Old age, we also very scared. We become incapable. We lose our ability. Right? Which we used to be so vibrant and so in control. Right? And then in old age also we are very afraid of loneliness. Our children will leave us one day. Left the both of us. And one day my spouse go before me. I like it scared. Right? So again we see fear. Sickness, sickness worse. Why? Because you have a lot of pain in sicknesses. Right? And we're very scared of going to hospital, very scared of surgery, medical bills, very scared of what type of disease we get, You know, the moment we diagnose cancer, wow, you know, that kind of fear and the kind of lifestyle, we have to change everything, you know, in our life. So we are so threatened by all this. This is fear again, right? And then the next one, the big fear, the big threat of all, everybody got to go through one. This is death. Okay? In death, we are so afraid of crime, accidents, disaster, because these equate to death. And then because it's the biggest unknown, so we are very scared of things like associated to it, like ghosts, hell, darkness, so funeral. Why are we very scared of all this? The fear is innate, it's inside us, right? So not only we are suffering from sickness and death, when we hear our loved ones, they suffer from sickness and death, we also feel very painful. We are very scared. Things before them, right? So that's why if we can eradicate all these, you can say goodbye fear to all these, not only fear of all the bad karma happening to us, you know, you can also eradicate all the fear that can come upon us because when we hear news that our loved ones, something happened to them, you know. So if you can eradicate this fear, no more. Okay, you are not fearful of things happening to ourselves and also to our loved ones. Okay, so next, these are the 4 suffering that all of us cannot run away. Parting with loved ones, like our father, mother, spouse. Next time, everybody's sure have to say goodbye. Our children, when they grow up, they go off, right? And maybe, you know, some of our siblings, or our elder, auntie, uncle who are very close to us. So when parting with loved ones are very fearful because we fear of never see them again. We fear of the dependence. We are so dependent of them. So we will have that kind of fear, inside fear, because of the habit and the memory with them. Okay? And next, we have Yuan Zhen Hui, meeting with hate ones. This one also we fear. Unless you got very good parents, some parents bully or abandon. Maybe you marry a spouse who actually don't have really good affinity ones, or even our children, okay? Or more so, we find people outside, like your colleagues, your bosses, you know, who actually threaten us, your competitors, your suppliers or your customer who run away your money. You know, all these are meeting with hate ones, okay? So these are the fear happening inside our 8 suffering. And the next one will be failure in getting what we want. We are so fearful we don't get. Like for example, when we are in need of that sum of money, we want that money but we don't get. We are so fearful of not getting, right? Beside money, also some of them like recognition. We're so fearful our children don't respect us, you know, our spouse don't look up to us, you know. So we're so fearful, we want their recognition, we want their love, we want a lot of things we want, okay. So the list is very long, okay. And then also another thing is including loss of properties, losing, loss of things we already own. So you start to lose them. And then finally is our 5 aggregates. This one we talk a lot in our this one, right? This is what the insecurity and the inferiority that we are going through every day. Like fear. Fear of what? Fear of mistakes. Fear of making wrong decisions. Fear of errors. Fear of flaws. Weak. You know, they don't look up to me. Fear of all this. Right? And for insecure people, fear of what? Fear of not progressing. Fear of wasting time. Okay? Fear of loneliness. Nobody wants us. You know, all this fear, our past memory and our hurt inside our aggregates. Therefore, it reflects in our insecurity and inferiority complex. Okay? This is the 5 aggregates. Okay? So, When all these things happening in our life, which nobody can be spared, usually we end up very fearful. Okay? So, let's say I ask people, you don't progress, you relax a bit, right? You progress, the more you progress, the more stress you have, so you stay relaxed. But you just cannot, you cannot become at ease because the fear is attacking us all the time. Right? Like for example, next, all these are fear. So you try to relax at time, the guilt will come out. You feel guilty, you feel fearful, you feel scared. Right? So these are all the innate fear, especially under the 5 aggregates. So there is a myth. Because of the fear, what does it lead us to? It leads us to controlling. Because scared. Okay? So scared, we want to start to control. Control old age, don't want to get old, we control sickness, we eat a lot of organic, we exercise, we control, we don't want dying, we don't go here, don't go there, we control, we don't want people to leave us, we make sure our children stay next to us, buy house next to us, we scared, we control, we don't want all the bad people come around us, Fear, if we don't get, we must learn how to control, a lot of controlling. That's why we become so frantic and we go into high stress and depressed state. Okay, I'm sure this one is a dilemma of everybody today. Okay, so why do we suffer so much? Basically, we don't understand just one principle, the law of karma. Again, we don't understand what actually the Buddhas talk about the karma. We only know the karma is you do good, you get good. Do bad, you get bad. But there are certain traits in the karma is so crucial that it can actually affect everyday life. Okay, karma is a law, cause and effect. Nobody can deny. Even the scientists cannot deny. Okay, we have to live inside the karma in the samsaric world. Okay? If we go against the cause and effect, usually we suffer. We have to live according to cause and effect. Okay? So, important thing is, cause and effect, karma ripens according to condition. Correct or not? Right? Without condition, karma cannot ripen. For example, you plant one durian tree. Right? So you need sunshine, water, the earth, you need time, you need fertilizers, and things like that. So you need all these things in order for the durian tree to ripen and get the fruit. Right? So the coming of the fruit depends on all conditioning at the right timing, then it come out. Correct? So are we. We also come out because my mother met my father. Out of all these circumstances, don't know why this woman chose this man. It had so actually combine the two of them, then come out, you are there. And when I come out, I have to wait for my father, wait for my mother, and wait for my consciousness to take birth. All this is also conditioning. Okay, so this is another very important concept about karma. That's why when karma ripens, nothing can stop. Because it takes so many conditions to make it happen, Where you want to control? Let's say it takes 5 conditions. You control. Which one you can control? You cannot control. Okay, this is another concept. Right? Okay, finally, the most important concept is the concept of whatever we do, all the karma, where does it stop? It's stored inside our 8 consciousness. Remember this one we're talking about the 6, 7 and 8. You all heard of 6, 7 and 8? You know, don't know. Very quickly I talk 6, 7 and 8. Okay, this is the consciousness. 1 to 5 is our eyes consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, taste consciousness, and our touch consciousness. All these are body. But when we die, all these 5 no more. Okay, the one that carry us across is actually 6, 7 and 8. For those people who want to listen the detail, you go and get this one. Okay, So 6 is actually our normal consciousness now is 6. Are you conscious you are sitting in a hall listening to a Dharma talk now? This is 6 consciousness. Okay, this one is the 分别心. This one you make decision. This consciousness is very important, very powerful. Alright, you want to come for Dharma talk or you want to stay at home, you use 6 consciousness to decide. Okay, 7 consciousness. This 7 and 8 usually people don't talk. Theravada don't talk about it, and scientists also don't talk about it. It is actually our subconscious mind, subconsciousness. Okay, they don't talk about it doesn't mean that they are not there. Do you know that we have subconsciousness? Can you put up your hand? Anybody say there's no subconsciousness? Cannot, right? So they are there. It's just that they cannot quantify it yet, right? So 7 and 8 is actually our subconscious mind. So what is 7? 7 is our tendency. Tendency, or we like to call it our character. Okay, our character. How you, sometimes you know this person, the character is like that. That means when you know the person very well, you know his 7th consciousness. Okay, he like to laugh one. Okay, he like to joke. Okay, that one are very, very angry one. Cannot laugh one. That one you know the tendency. This is our 7th consciousness habit, the habit of that person. And 8 consciousness this is the one we're talking about. This is the storage. We call it storage of all your karma. All your good karma and all your bad karma is stored inside here. 8 consciousness. So when somebody died, okay, this 6, 7, 8 went across and take birth, right? So when a baby come out, he or she will know that I am born in a hospital. This is the bed, I'm crying, okay? And this child, this baby, sure got tendency one, like to laugh, some very angry or how, okay? You see the tendency of the baby. Even twins, they have very different tendencies. I have a twin nieces. They are very different, okay? So the next one, 8 consciousness will determine this baby born in Damansara High, born in low slum area. This one, your storage. Whether you're born poor, born rich, born with good parents, born with no good parents, what kind of life path that you will meet, and all your people that you're going to marry, your children, your career, and also how you're going to forsake, how you're going to die in this coming life. It's all inside here already one. 8 consciousness is very, very powerful. Okay, a lot of things is already stored inside here. That's why, according to this one already, we already mentioned, if the thing is not inside 8 consciousness, don't ask. You will never get. Okay? If it's already inside, don't run. It will sure come out on. Okay? That's why we like to use the word, the Cantonese, we always say, 是福就不是禍，是禍就躲不過. Means, if it's a good karma, it will never be a bad karma. Because it's good karma. But if it's your bad karma, you no need to run. You no need to hide. You no need to avoid. It will have to come out one. Because it's already inside our 8 consciousness. Okay, you understand? Because you know some of these rules about the karma. So now, my question is, why are we so fearful? Why do we want to control so many things? Why can't we just let things flow? If it's not your path, it won't happen. And if it's your path, wherever you run, it will still come after you like your shadow. Just like what the Buddha said. Karma is like your shadow. It will never leave you. Because it's already inside the 8th consciousness. Okay? So because of this, we start to ask ourselves, this is the real understanding about karma. Okay, how does it affect us in our everyday life? Do you still need to be so frantic to control, to stop, to run away from things happening? No need. Because this rule already tells us. Okay? So when it is what we deserve, it will manifest. It will happen, including good things. You know, if you're supposed to be destined to be rich and famous, you cannot run away. If you're destined to be poor and bankrupt, that is the learning. That's all. Okay? But we like to control so much. We wasted so much of our energy and our stress, to stop things from happening. And things cannot happen when we wasted so much time and effort to chase after. When we don't have one. No. So we must understand, what is happening. That's why at the end, the ultimate is you don't have to do too much. That's why when you realize that when you wake up already, your life is very free and easy. Because we are not awake, that's why we always thought there is something to control, to chase, to manipulate, to force, Worse, you know why? While doing that, we create even more karma. You get me now? Okay, if you don't believe, you look at things happening around us. I always like to say this story. I think a few years back, I read in the newspaper, there is these two men in his 40s in Singapore. Within that 2 weeks, these two men are different person. One in cinema, one at home. Died because they swallowed their own saliva. Own saliva, not eat tofu, no. Own saliva also can die. One in cinema, one at home sleeping. When it is time to die, you see at home also you die, Again, like another case, during tsunami in Thailand, there was this baby on the mattress. When the tsunami came, the baby was actually swung out, into the ocean on that mattress. Only 3 months old, that baby. After 3 days later, the baby came back onto the shore on the mattress and didn't die. How are 3 days in the ocean on the mattress without bother? No. Last year, also Thailand, don't know why so many miraculous things happen in Thailand. Because so happened I saw only lah. There's so many miraculous things around. You go and see for yourself. This little baby, the father hated baby so much. Own child, meeting with hate ones. So the father 14 steps onto the baby, killed the baby and buried him. And the face was facing downwards and buried. Don't know why, luckily his little toe came out, and one dog happened to smell and found out. And then they dug him up, found that he was not dead. And today the baby is so cute. During the Buddha's time, there was this story, also very interesting story. This couple, very hard to conceive, finally got one baby. So they went to see one master. During the Buddha's time, there are a lot of different, those masters in India, So this master said, this baby is a girl. Girl nila, because they want boy, you see. So then another friend said, why don't you ask Buddha, okay? So the Buddha saw the couple and said, this is a boy. One said a girl, one said a boy. So the Buddha said, this is a boy. Then the couple very happy, right? Then the other master, very angry, very jealous. So what he did was, he actually put some poison and poisoned the wife. Make the wife die. So that means what the Buddha predict was wrong. So what happened? The wife died. On the day of cremation, the Buddha actually saw this thing is going to happen. So he went there and then he saw the man. Then the man scolded the Buddha. He said, what are you talking? Your prediction is not true. You see, my wife died already. Where do I get a boy? Then the Buddha said, you didn't ask me whether your wife die or don't die, you know. You asked me whether this child is a boy or a girl only, you know. So I say it's a boy. So what happened? During the cremation, halfway through, the Buddha asked him to go and get the baby in the placenta, you know. Fire didn't burn the placenta because it's watery. So he took out actually really a baby boy. Then that's why the Buddha said, you asked me you get a boy or not? I said, now you get a boy. But you didn't ask me whether your wife died or not. You didn't ask me this. That means when it's fated, cannot die, it won't die one. Even though the fire burn you. You see not? Like some people, they fly in the aeroplane, whole life working as air hostess, pilot, nothing happened. Some go on to the plane few times, meet with accident, meet with this kind of disaster. How? So this one is all not within our control, right? Okay, this is talking about accidents, things like that. What about health? Health. We are so careful with our health. So stressed up with our health. Every day make sure exercise, organic, make sure cannot eat this, cannot eat that. Some people even in the newspaper, they're so healthy, they are long marathon runner, they are badminton players, suddenly pop, that's it. Again, even today, the scientists said cancer is pure bad luck. They cannot find the cause. They say now, with all these findings, their final conclusion is cancer is pure bad luck. Actually, what is it, It's whether inside your eighth consciousness or not. Okay? Once you have it inside us, you can never run away one. Okay? Of course, we live our life moderately Okay, not because it's inside already, so I simply splash, indulge in everything. It's not like that. We have to play our part. Or else the karma ripen is not from the eighth consciousness, it's from your present action. Okay? So then, this one is about health. What about making a living? This one, a lot of us are affected, so-called making money. Right? You see, a lot of times, it's not studying very hard, working very hard, knowing a lot of this type of people, then you can make money. It's not true. You go and see for yourself. I like to sing. I know some singers are very good, but they just cannot get famous. And those who got famous many cannot sing. Because I love to sing and I listen to them very well. So you cannot force. Like for example, yesterday I was just talking about Jack Ma. Okay, he was an English teacher. He said he saw his teacher after 20-30 years still on bicycle. So he said, I don't want to be like that. I want to change my profession from a teacher. So he went to become policeman. Interview failed. Then he go and interview to become waiter in KFC. You know this? 25 people went for interview, 24 got it, except one, he. He didn't get it. Okay? But what is he today? When the path is not for him to be such a mediocre, he wants to be mediocre also cannot. Force him to be so rich and famous. And for your information, he actually confessed. If given a choice, he wants to be mediocre. He confessed, He said, if I know today I'm so rich and famous, I think I don't want to walk this path. But he didn't know. When it gush out the time, you cannot stop. Again, so that's why a lot of things, these are the examples teaching us and telling us, you see. Like for example, children, this one a lot of pain in the parents. Make sure they study. Okay, make sure score, result. Possible send them to good school, good university. Possible go overseas. Some parents even tie the stomach to let children go overseas. Actually, it's really unnecessary. Because the Buddha didn't say you can make it in life because you study a lot. The Buddha didn't say that, Let them have education. Okay? Local is good enough. You see for ourselves, we are come of age already. Some of friends doing very well they were Form 5 fellas. They are not university with few degrees all these are employees only. You get me now? It's really not, forcing, pushing, and giving ourselves so much stress can make it in life. It's not true. You know Jam Xiao? Those people who listen to Chinese songs, Xiao Jing Tong. He is today now 26 years old. He's sitting as Sony Asia #1. For your information, he doesn't know how to read. Cannot read, no. He's so multi-rich now.
This is the fate, fated, This is inside the eighth consciousness.
A lot you see people like Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. All these, they will drop out, sir. You see? Even Warren Buffett, the wife confessed, he actually don't know how to take care of himself, it seems. But he is so rich because this thing inside him has to come out. You see? So a lot of times we don't have to push very hard, especially making money. With my own findings, I feel there are things actually predetermined already. One is the money that we make. Say, I like to call it the $5 million rule, right? Let's say if I'm destined to make 5 million in my life, I sit at home, I don't do anything, I will get 5 million. Either I born in a family, my parents very rich, and I get inheritance 5 million. Or I marry a man, I don't have to work, he's very rich. He got 5 million for me. Or maybe I strike lottery, 5 million. Or maybe I work, then I get some money, I invest in, maybe a property, maybe I buy a shop, those days very cheap, buy. Suddenly, the investment goes up just like that. Or maybe shares. So there are certain wealth inside us is already predestined for you. Okay, say for example, I got 5 million, but I'm very greedy. 5 million not enough. I want 8 million. Okay, so I work very hard for that. Another 3 million, right? Because my 8 consciousness only I got 5 million, so I work very hard for that 3 million. So I push for it. The karma will give you, but in exchange of your health, your longevity of your life, and also your relationships. You have to pay because it's not yours. You force it. It's not that they don't give you. They give you. They let you. But then you look at your health. You have to pay. You look at maybe shortened by another 10 years. Not sure. Okay? It depends. And then you look at the relationship all broken. Because you force it. It's not yours. So is work. Your work also decides how much you work in a life. So you better work while you're young, Because you finish your quota, okay. Or else when you come your old age, the work quota still a lot. You still have to work. And then karma won't allow you to die, no. Because not finished yet. Your quota. Okay? And then another one is how much you consume in your life. Okay? If there's time to consume how many Prada bag, how many LV bag, that's it. Okay? If you overshot, also you have to pay.
That's why the Chinese people say, 食幾多着幾多係整定嘅 means what, however much you consume is actually predestined. It was because the Chinese people have 6,000 years of history. They know this, you see.
Even my mom also told us through her experience, she saw people who are very wasting one, very short life one, because wasted all the goodness inside the 8 consciousness. Even my own father, he actually died at the age of 60, but he is made in China one. He has all the trait of very long life person. So the friend saw him and say, Aya, you at least 90 if you don't have 100. The friend also told him like that, But he died at the age of 60 because he gambles all his money away and he actually drank and actually splashed all the money away. So my mom has a very strong feeling that his 食幾多作幾多用晒 finish. Even during the funeral, the monk was saying, he said, very funny, your father's timing, it's like it's not for him to die yet, but he's rushing for rebirth like that. So the moment when we finish up what is here, that's it. And the last one is what, longevity of your life, also predetermined one. So some people, they have to die young. Sometimes you don't have to be too sad about it. This is their learning. Okay? And if we really understand what is dying, actually it's nothing. Again, using back just now that concept, dying is another concept we fear ourselves only. Actually nothing one. That's why how to break this concept is to go inside the fear we have. Okay? So with this one, you must understand actually nothing to fear about, nothing to control, because everything, a lot of things is predestined. Then the next question is, a lot of you will ask me inside your mind, wow, like that, wow, no need to work very hard, no? Huh? See, so what are we promoting? Laziness. The Buddha didn't say, you don't be hardworking, you don't be determined, courageous, or you don't be resilient or diligent in the things that you do. The Buddha didn't say that. The Buddha said, yes, all these qualities you need, but in your cultivation, not in making worldly gains. Because worldly gains is determined by 2 things only, your dana and your sila. The more you do the dana, the faster the storage fill up. You will be like another Jack Ma. The want to be mediocre also cannot. Then you go and do this one, dana. Okay? So, and then sila is something that will come back with what, good parents, healthy body, beautiful, and with good relationship. All these are the sila. Okay? So, dana and sila give you all this. But not the hard-working, chase after money, study very hard, learn to be smart, must got EQ. Actually, that one is worldly. No, the Buddha said, all these inner qualities are very crucial. They are very important. In fact, they are the paramis of all the big bodhisattva. But where do you use this? Where do we develop all these qualities? Inside are the path of our cultivation. When we cultivate the mind, when we try to break all these concepts, do you know how much courage and hard work we need? But all on the mental level. All on the mental level. Okay? That's why a lot of people said, give you 2 weeks working in the world, and 2 weeks go inside and meditate. See which one you want. Because inside meditation center, you know how hard it is. You don't go in there and relax, You really go in there and discipline the mind, Discipline the mind, repositioning, watching all the pain, all the sleepiness, all the challenges within, and still staying awake, not affected. Wow, that one really need a lot of courage, a lot of effort, a lot of honesty, a lot of resilience. That is where we cultivate all the good qualities. Not in the world. Stay relaxed with the world. Whatever is yours, it will come. Whatever is not yours, don't chase. You have to pay one. You get me or not? You don't believe, you go and see for yourself. You go and see for yourself. Okay? With this understanding, suddenly you realize that you save so much stress, Chasing things which is not yours. Running away from things which sure had to happen on. Okay? This is what the Buddha advised. Okay, then the next question is, then what am I going to do if bad karma happen? Yeah, I know a lot of things is predestined. But then when I hit by bad karma, things like the 8 suffering, what happened? Okay, then there are certain rules we do. Okay, how I handle, let's say if it happens to me, usually what I will do, number one, very important, you have to do your part. Just do your part without false emotion coming up. That means I go to work, I go to work. When the stress is too much, I let go. Stress meaning, it's very politicking. They have to force me to say a lot of things I don't want to say, do a lot of things I don't want to do, which actually go against my belief, I let go. Because I will have a lot of turmoil, a lot of false emotion coming, I let go. I can make my choice, but I still go to work. I still get along with my colleague. Okay? I still ask my son to study. But let them study and get the knowledge, their own path. Let them have free flow. Remember the last week class, we're saying the moment when you define them, sorry. They are finite possibility only. They cannot be infinite anymore. Okay? So the first thing usually when challenges come, the first thing, do your part. Just do your part. Okay? Then the next thing where people will ask me, do your part, do until where? Because they want to go over and control already. What is doing your part? Doing your part, there is something called the middle way, which is going to come forth, I think, 5th class. The middle way. No, sorry, 6th class. Next year already. The middle way. Okay? So, then after doing your part, number 2, you must have this on your mind. This thing happened to me, 100% I deserve one. And actually, I'm cleansing my karma, my 8 consciousness. Right? And finally, and this is the journey, definitely there is something for me to learn. That is the best attitude when we face with challenges in life. You don't have to fear so much to fight and then go against it and stop things unfolding. Don't have to do too much. All you need to do is just to understand this. I give some example, maybe easier. Simple example first. Today, if you are in the hall now, and you know that you have parked your car at a place quite dangerous, not safe, and you forgot to lock. So what you do? Okay, this one is a very simple example. Usually what we do is that we do our part. When driving, coming to a parking, we lock our car. Right? Doing my part. Let's say then I go and sit my friend's car, don't go somewhere already. What if I forgot to lock? Very expensive car, and the place very dark one. So how? Fear. Right? Worry. Because you have done your part, but sometimes accident, but you cannot do anything already. If you can, and then go back and check. But you cannot be asking your friend to come all the way back here and check your car whether locked or not, isn't it? So what you do? If it doesn't happen to you, it's not inside, it won't happen. But if it has to happen, that means it's inside already. I have to cleanse my karma. And when it happens, it's something I sure installed inside there I need to learn. That's all. This is life. No need to worry. The moment when you know, let go. Because you cannot run away. Okay, so many examples. If you book a holiday, say in Korea, South Korea, right? paid everything. Suddenly, Kim Jong-un, okay, fire missiles. Go or not go? Also worried, eh? You go, you're very worried. You don't go, then nothing happen, you feel very stupid. Correct? Then your friend will laugh at you. So how? This kind of decision. Okay? So if you're too worried, of course lah, you say you don't go lah. But if let's say the money, I work so hard, I get this money, I want to go. Okay, if you really want to go, because you already paid all your full fare, 7,000-8,000, then you tell yourself this one lah. It has to happen. You can never run away. And if it doesn't happen, it won't happen one. Okay? And when it happens, it means you are cleansing your karma and there's something for you to learn inside. Okay? Another one. So many children study. Wow, you know the parents are so stressful now. Make sure. So what I do is that, do my part. I let them go to school, okay? I let them study within my means. Middle way. This one very important. Later we learn this one. Cannot afford to go overseas, don't force. Okay? You are creating a lot of pressure to ourselves and also to the kids. Do you know the kids commit suicide because they saw the parents work so hard and they cannot achieve what is expected? So cruel. Okay? So what is that? Let them go to school, study, have more free hand for them. Okay? In future, their journey. This is their journey. Whatever they deserve is 100% what they deserve. Okay? And it's actually within their own consciousness, the 8 consciousness. And if they cannot make it in life, there must be some attitude problem and they have to learn something there. One. That's all. So are we. We are also like that. If we don't deserve, it won't happen. That's why you see another very important traits about karma is what you know. When the karma ripens, it depends on conditions. That means what you know, the people around us will affect us. Let's say one day I become rich. It means the people around me who's going to benefit from my wealth, they also got that kind of karma. That's why the old China people, they like to see the Bazi actually got traits on. Why? Because when I have all the good karma, but let's say my husband don't have my karma cannot ripen. Because he will enjoy the wealth from me, but because of that, I cannot ripen. You know, but if I have the karma, time not ripen yet, but he has the good karma, his good karma ripen, suddenly all my good karma is being brought forward to surface,
That's why this is how good karma works. Few people together, then karma will affect the outcome. Not only by one person. This is under group karma. Or sometimes we even have country karma.
You get me now? It depends on the people around us, condition. Okay, that's why nothing you can control on. I have a friend who is also like that. He is very rich. But before that, he married the first wife. The karma not so good because she likes to gamble. Right? Then after that, whatever he did, all fail on. All. About 5 or 6 trials, all fail. So suddenly after that, this first wife passed away because of sickness Okay. Then come when he married the second wife. He told us, he said, whatever he touched, from shit become gold. Serious. From shit become gold. So become very rich for that 10 years. After 10 years become very rich, then supposed to retire himself to enjoy life, he died. Means what? The money he made is for this wife. All the inheritance passed to her. You see not? So a lot of times, not to say you need to fight lah, control lah, you want to do a lot of stress, all this not necessary anymore. Okay? So it depends on our RDS. Of course, try not to depend on other people. We plan it ourselves. If you want wealth, do dana only, that's all. Okay? The next thing, like for example, if our children abandon us, just do our part. Raise our children. Don't do all this bullying or abandoning to them. Learn the middle way. What is doing our part in the middle way when we treat our children? Okay? This middle way is actually something very, very interesting. Next few lessons. So, if they really desert us, finally, this is inside our eighth consciousness already. It's a cleansing of a karma. Then inside, there is journey, there's something for us to learn. Same thing. Okay? It goes the same with sickness. When sickness strikes, do our part. Maintain our general health. Okay? Don't indulge in things which is actually hurting our body. This is doing our part. Right? But when sickness needs to strike, as I said before, it's just what the scientist said, bad luck. When things have to strike, means it's inside our eighth consciousness. We are cleansing the karma, and within which we have something to learn. I have seen a lot of cancer patients who recovered from a sickness. After that, when they are being interviewed, they are so glad that cancer happened to them. Because actually wake them up from all the wild goose chasing in the worldly gains. Suddenly they become better person. So there's the thing, that's why there's the journey one. There's something we can learn inside there. And finally, so is death. Okay? Death, don't say everybody deserve, everybody will have. Okay? It's actually another journey we have to learn. No need to be so scared about the death. Actually, the death is another thing that we create in the mind. Okay? So because of time, I go a bit faster. You see, because when we understand karma and we understand how to deal with bad karma, so we are not so frantic now. And when we meet with things like for example, we make wrong decision. Somebody I meet in life, when making a decision, they are so stressful. They are so scared of making wrong decision. Do your part. Do whatever research and whatever you need to know to make that decision. Once the decision is made, apply this rule. You have no choice. Sometimes you thought you are making the best decision, it turned out wrong. You make a decision, I simply make it turned out right. God, isn't it? This kind of thing happen in life, right? That's why when you marry a spouse, you choose lah. After that, how it comes out,
It's really your fate,
A lot of women told me before, when they pak to, the husband not like that one. Correct, Then after marriage, the husband become gambler lah, become wife battler lah. How? You want to regret There must be something I can learn, and it's already inside me, And this is the karma creditor I have to meet one. And this person is to come and teach me something which I'm very weak at. Suddenly the husband become a pusa. See, again, it's the attitude. That's why I always like to use my mom. My mom, she actually had 4 matchmaking. Finally, she chose my father. Didn't know my father turned out to be a gambler and an alcoholic. Okay? But when we interviewed her, she said, I'm okay, Why? Because it's not that I didn't choose. I choose. Finally, still this one. Means what? Fated already. That's why you control, you choose, but still you will get the one you deserve. That's all. You get me, Finally, I have another friend. She actually married the husband not because she loves the husband, but because she got a very broken relationship before that. Very hurt. very heartbroken. So she quickly simply grabbed one man, marry. Ew, turned out to be good. Oh, the man very nice to her. Whole life she tai only. How? It's her eighth consciousness. You see now? So a lot of times don't have to be too worried about decision making. You see this one, do your part. When time comes, have to make the decision. No choice one. Don't have to let fear come in. Because whatever unfold in front, nobody knows. But it all depends on your eighth consciousness. I always like to use this one as my motto in life. 是福就不是禍，是禍就躲不過. If it's bad karma, you run away also cannot. But if it's good karma, it can never become bad. Okay? So is a lot of times people building their career. Okay? They are so scared, they are behind they cannot make money cannot meet expectation cannot, make my wife happy my parents happy cannot give things to my children Too much of this type of worry. And when you know the 5 million rule, you know things already inside our eighth consciousness, we don't have to be too anxious to chase for things that we don't have inside our eighth consciousness one. If you really want more, go do some dana. That's all. Okay? Not chasing and fighting until we are hurting ourselves. Okay? Finally, we come back to the concept that we introduced. That one is the ultimate way of treating our fear. Okay? Out there, a lot of people start saying, what you do is that you don't think of all the bad things. You think of the good things only. Then the good things will come. Got right? People start saying things like that. A law of attraction. To my experience, I feel it's not to say bad this thing, but it's just that you have to be a bit more careful. Why? The moment when we ask for all the good things happening to us, there's something happening behind. That means it's a trading. It's a trade. When we ask things happening, but what if it doesn't? The price you pay is your faith. Broken. For example, you always pray. Go pray Buddha, go pray Kuan Yin, give you good things. But what if it doesn't happen? So we start to lose faith. I don't think this is a good way because the moment you start to pray and ask for all the good things happening, behind our mind, there is one concept is still very hard on us. That means bad things are bad. Good things are good. You keep on wanting good things. Keep on running away from bad things. So you know how tired we are. And this is only a apparent solution. But the ultimate solution that the Buddha preached is breakthrough, go beyond, transcend, all these concepts that we have been holding. Okay, today since the topic is on fear, same thing. You transcend and go beyond fear. If you want to break away from fear, the only thing we can do is to go into fear. That's why you want to talk about courage. You don't want to talk about hard work. You want to talk about diligence. Go nearer to your fear. If possible, go inside the fear and see what it is. Actually, the fear is empty. It's not there one. We created because of perceptions. Perceptions in the past, perceptions from all the surrounding. The people who feed us, our experience, then, our own making real process. Actually, the fear all are not real. That's why they say fear is unreal. Danger is real. That means when you meet with danger, the danger is real. The incident is real. But the fear is unreal. The fear is from within. Say if I can transcend fear, suddenly this fear is unreal, no more. Do you still call danger? It's no longer a danger, it's only a circumstance. is only something happen. Because danger carries the shadow of fear. The moment the fear is no longer there, this danger is only an happening. Something happen only. Actually, the thing happening around us are all the divorce lah, broken marriages lah, sickness lah, death lah, criminal crime, accident. All these are happenings. If you transcend above fear, all these things is only circumstances happening only. That's all. It was because of the fear we find it so hard to bear. If you don't believe, you go inside the fear, actually we are more fearful of the fear than the real thing. We are so scared of cancer. Scared of the scared, And the layer becomes scared and scared and scared. The cancer actually very far already, It's the fear that we create. We start to imagine. Again, so if we can transcend the fear, suddenly everything is dissolved. It's just like just now that saying, the Buddha said, whatever that happens to you, actually the fear you create on. Okay? Like for example, marriage. I have a friend, she is of this very strong concept that she must have good family. Husband, wife, children, a house, a car. Of course, this one is a concept. And she is so fearful of losing the family. But the husband is so terrible, a wife battler, that my friend is nearing into psycho. She is so depressed because husband always beat her. But she still keeping the family just because she cannot let go of this concept. Right? So fearful of losing family. So that's why I say you have to transcend above that fear. Go inside losing of this family. What is this? So fearful, man. Really so scared of that. Actually, it's not, So when she actually rise above that, since that's the case, break up. Because she is already at the verge of psycho, not depression. So I asked her you let go. When she let go, broke the family up, when she walked through it, she realized that actually it's not that fearful as what she thought. A lot of times it's like that. You're so fearful of that thing, you go nearer, you start to break that concept. If you're very fearful of driving, you go and drive and see. When driving, that fear comes, you look at the fear, what is it? Actually, the fear of driving is much more than the actual driving. The driving is nothing one. It is the fear behind that we meet accident, that we make mistake, don't know go where, cannot come back, things like that. So these are the things that make us very scared. So we have to transcend above all this fear. Okay? And to transcend is to go back into that fear of that environment, look at that fear. So all things you can apply in your life, in all your pursuits, all your career, all relationship, family, whatever that you fear most. And finally, even at the fear of our death bed. Because you realize actually the fear of death is also an illusion. It's also an illusion. So because once you break the concept of fear, imagine when we have no more fear, we don't fight, we don't chase, we don't stress ourselves out to get the things that we always think is good and to run away from things that we always fear. Suddenly, our whole life becomes so free. You see? But we have to transcend. Okay? So finally, you realize you're actually standing in between, just standing there. You no need to do anything one. And you just enjoy your life, do your part. Okay? And when you start to see people around us still unawake you have a lot of compassion for them. The difficult part is to go into the fear and break that concept. Because it's something very new now, you start to have this concept first. And then you go nearer. Okay? Like today what we learn is very important. The karma thing. A lot of things is already stored inside your 8th consciousness. And when the karma really need to unfold, these are the ways to handle. Okay? And finally, if you want everything ultimate, you must rise above our fear of all the concept that we hold. When this concept is broken, the fear immediately subsides. And because of this, in your future, all the challenges that you meet with the same circumstances is no longer a bad karma. It's no longer fear anymore. Something fearful anymore. Huh? Anybody want to ask me any question?
The fear can make us, the karma become bad.
We ask the karma to become?
No, the fear can make us, the karma become bad karma.
I don't understand. The fear make our karma become bad. Actually, no bad karma, no good karma. Because karma is kongxing. Kongxing is empty. It's bad or it's good, it's up to how you see it only. So the moment you pain, fear, anger, guilt, sadness inside that karma, it becomes bad. Actually, the karma, nothing one. Like, last week we said poverty, weakness, loneliness, nobody want you anymore, all people left you. All these are actually not bad karma, no. But we always have this idea that we must have a lot, everybody around me, a lot of money, a lot of house, a lot of car, a lot of good relationship. Then die lah. We are locked by all this concept preached by the samsara. Not preached by our people around us, Preached by the samsara, Not world only, samsara, samsara. You go to another universe, they tell you the same thing one. Those unawake one. You see, the unawake people will tell all the unawake people, these are the things that we chase after. You see not? So the more we are into the story of a samsaric story, the more suffering we are. Because why? The story are made real by us. And when it's so real, we start to, again, go back to that concept, we start to hold and attach. And impermanence and non-self is intrinsic factors. So when all this happening, we start to get disappointed. And disappointed, we have fear, and fear. So things around are all because we started to think like that. We started to think all are so real. Okay? So that's why we have to rise above this mind, to go so far. You want to wake up, you just wake up here only. It's actually a very big good news, When I know this thing, to me, I find it's a very big good news. Why? Because everything is within my control. I want or not only. If I want to wake up, I wake up. I don't have to depend on other people. See not? So this is the whole journey why we are here. A lot of people, rich people say, hey, at the end of the day, what is the meaning of life? I work like that, so hard. I got my empire. I got so much money. I got so many people under me. And yet, I'm going to die. They don't know why they are here, Yeah. You spend so much of your time and effort to build such a big empire, Suddenly, one day, somebody tell you you're going to die, Wow, no continuity, Sorry you got the Buddha wrong. The Buddha said you come here to learn to wake up in all samsaric situations. This life you're a man, you wake up. That next life you're a woman, you wake up. Next life you go to samsara, you become an animal, you also wake up. You go to become a very rich, famous king, you also got to wake up. You go become ghost, you have to learn how to wake up. All these roles that we play, only one ultimate reason only is to wake up from different situations, different role we play, how you wake up. when you can wake up under all conditions, being at the ghost realm, hell realm, human realm, deva realm, when you can wake up, means you transcend a lot of things in samsara. That time, you come to samsara to have fun only lah. Serious. The bodhisattva path, very happy one. Is very happy one. But important thing is you must know how to do the work only. You come here to enjoy because you can have everything you want, but you're just not affected. You are not attached. You are not suffering. You know? So this is the ultimate of what the Buddha asks us to come here for. Or not to come here, build career, attach, then build family, attach, and then have all the children, attach, and then when die, cannot go. That's why you will ask, why I come here? Serious, you know. I will also ask, why I come here? Wrong. That's not the reason why we come here. We come here to learn how to wake up in the mud. That's why when you hear of mud, you think of what? Lotus. You know why Buddha used the lotus as a symbol? Because it's only in the mud that you wake up from, you shine. You are so beautiful and strong and sturdy. You know, you don't rise from clear water. You must go to the mud there and learn. No? And this is the mud. But this mud, suddenly you transform, all become fertilizers. Not mud anymore. Because all the people who has been nasty to you, bad to you, they are our pusa. They are the one who wants to pull us back to the samsaric story. You know. You don't believe when you quarrel and see. The moment you quarrel, the people, the things that they say, you should suck back into the story one. And those are the challenges lah. How can he talk something that I don't enter and entertain all my imagination? This is the process of the waking up. That's why you see how much courage and hard work you need, compared to making a worldly gains. That's why the Buddha said once in his text, if you can conquer ourselves and wake up, you are the strongest warrior in the whole universe. That means all the what Genghis Khan, all these are all your disciples. You are the most powerful warrior in the universe. Even the Junren Sing Wang, Zhuan Lun Shen Wang, have to come down and kowtow to you. Slowly we become big bodhisattva, you become Buddha. That one is the journey why we are here lah. Okay, maybe one day when come the time, we will tell you, we will share what you truly are. Every one of us, including one N. We are the Buddha ourselves inside. It's a seed. It's a very small seed now. Okay, but it grows. Everybody has, including an N. This inside the Mahayana text, which I find it really, really true. Really, really true. Next time, this one is our ultimate reason why we are here. Okay? So, any other question? 11:30. Okay, long. Okay, so I see you guys next month.